So this is Thanksgiving Day 2017, and let me preface by saying first off I'm very thankful. So much to be thankful for. But I've had a setback just recently, and this to me is a big setback. It was on this day a week ago that I got the news that I was laid off from the company where I worked. And it was I'll just go ahead and tell you. I mean, I worked for the Walt Disney World company. And I don't know if you saw in the news, sometimes the news goes out that there were some layoffs that happened, and my position was one of those. It hit me very hard. It hit everybody in my area very hard. There were two of us in my area that were let go. At that day, there were about 145 company-wide. This is a company where I've worked since I was 19 years old. I'm now 48 right now, and this is really the only thing that I've known. Kind of born and raised into it, as it were. I started there while I was in college. After graduation, just stepped right into working again right after graduation, and done a variety of roles. I mean, it's been a great ride. It really was, and it's not to mean that I couldn't go back again if I find something right now that I can go into, or even later. I can still return to the company, but I was but let go that day. And let me say also that the companies treated me very well. They treated me very nicely. I have to say that it was a business decision, and I get it. And I'm kind of moving into my left brain right now to analyze things. I know this. As a huge corporation, you have to answer to stockholders. They're the ones that kind of call the shots. And I can speculate as to what... I can make so many speculations as to why those stockholders are making these decisions. Recent changes within the company, and so they want to streamline and maximize. But a business is maximizing profits and minimizing losses, and so eliminating my position was in one of their attempts to maximize these profits. And I was an admin support person. I mean, it wasn't like I was an executive. I mean, I was basically, it was secretary. That was my role, was a secretary. And but it wasn't just my position that was eliminated. There were other managers, marketing, finance. There were executives later that were cut, like as of just a couple of days ago. But again, I want to just say that now in times past they haven't been so nice, because usually every 10 years the company will cut and do these things, and so in times past they haven't been as gentle with them as they have been with me. So I want to extend my thanks to the Walt Disney World company. Nobody's going to watch my little video. I know they're not, but in fact, I've been having trouble uploading videos to YouTube, so I don't know if I've tried since the hurricanes to upload another video, but it keeps bombing out on me. I don't know what's going on, but I just want to say, if y'all are praying, folks, pray for me, please. I may have another job lined up already, still in the works. And there are resources that the company's providing for me to help find new work. So there's also that little positive. Really, still just want to say that I'm thankful today. Still so much to be thankful for. And a very interesting story is that whenever I've gone into work, I've always prayed. I said, Lord, I'm here. And it takes a lot for me to move in some situations, and I'm not great at changing things on my own, and it takes God's providence to make those changes happen. But I would pray going into work. I said, Father, I am blessed to be working where I am. I love working where I loved this job. I loved it. I loved working where I did, and I worked at the Polynesian Village Resort, and over half of my Disney career was there. Not always as an admin support. I worked front desk there for a couple of years, and then I went up to admin support. But I was there since 2002, and it was where I wanted to go because I love the Hawaiian culture and the Polynesian culture. And I got there, and that love expounded. And pardon me while I sip on my coffee at the same time. That love was expounded. I learned a lot there, and it was an easy place to find a home, as it were. Again, it's a corporation, and we can't make our home in a corporation, but the people that were there became, I mean, you know, it's helped create an extended family, you know, for me. There's so many people either at the hotel or because of the hotel, and so that's what's making it very hard. Again, this is the only thing that I know, this company, but I've had a great run. I mean, I started off as a performer. I was a parade and show performer and a puppeteer, you know, for like 6 years, you know, from like 89 to 95. And after that, that's when I entered I did sales for Disney Vacation Club. I did advanced sales associate. I didn't sell the actual timeshare property. I just sold the tours. Wasn't that great at it. And as being a first professional job coming out of performing, yeah, it was a little bit of a wake-up call. The next wake-up call came when I entered the hospitality industry, and that taught me a lot. So that taught me a lot. Working the front desk of a hotel taught me a bunch. So, oh goodness, the air conditioner kicked off. Oh goodness, it was loud. Working at the front desk of a hotel taught me a lot. But I went back into management, and I also had the great, I mean, I got some great things out of this company too. Back in 1992, I got to open Disneyland Paris. I got to go work in Paris for 6 months, and I had studied French for several years prior and got to refine my French at that point, and later became an entertainment costuming manager, you know, going back to go be with some of my entertainment people, and I also was able to get my master's of business. The company paid for most of my MBA that I just wrapped up a couple of years ago. So got to do a lot of neat and fun things and meet a lot of fantastic people, and for right now that's come to an end. And that's what brought me down to Central Florida. I don't know what's going to keep me here or what's going to anchor me here, but right now I'm not going anywhere. But right now the world's open, just about. I may move back to Georgia. I may stay here. I don't know what I'll do, but got my mom and dad and family up in Georgia, so I don't want to be too far from them. But I prayed. Oh, that's where I was. I'm sorry. I prayed going into work every day. I just said, Lord, I said, if you want me to move, if you want me to leave the company, I said, I am open to that. And I am very, very willing to move, as you will. And he did that very thing. He took me up on that option. He also gave me the other option. I prayed. I said, Lord, if you do decide to move me from this company, I pray that it be under honorable circumstances. And this is an honorable circumstance. This wasn't anything that I, me being stupid or something at work, or, performance based. Something, pretty much like me at work. So, so I was kind of stagnant where I was, and I was starting to interview for other positions or look for other positions. I just didn't get out soon enough out of my current role. But, that is what I am, and I don't know what kind of work I'll be looking for. I'll check and see what's out there for me, and I like to learn finance. I don't consider myself a finance guy because really I don't know it, but I like to find an entry-level finance position, maybe the insurance industry, or I don't know. I don't know. I'm more of a verbal, written word kind of fella, not even a great spoken word, but I don't know. But this is a little bit hard for me right now, and so if you're praying, folks, this is tough. I mean, this isn't losing a job. This is losing 90% of, I hate to say my identity, but I was the Disney guy. Back home I was the Disney guy, but it's also 90% of my social structure was in that company. I mean, not just that hotel, not just there, but it was in that company. It was um, just my world kind of revolved around things that happened there, things that went on there, or with people or such, and those connections that were made, and dealing with the outside world. I don't know what that's going to be like. I don't know what that's going to be like. Um, it's just everything else just seems kind of dull and flat when you compare it to a themed environment. And so, now granted, at Disney World you've got, and I've worked in office locations. I've done temporary assignments in very dull office buildings, and so that to me doesn't feel like it'd be any different from the outside. But not having beautiful fiberglass theming and piped in music and everything else, but it's it's just going to be a paradigm shift in my life, and I just don't know exactly. I don't know what God's got in store for me right now, but I'm very thankful, and the road may lead back to the company, and if it does, that's great. This may be my opportunity to advance myself, and I'm going to take this time to advance myself and to get some new skills and learn something new. But folks, just pray for me, please. And again, I'm very thankful. I've got Thanksgiving meal going on in the kitchen right now, so I've got friends and family coming over, so that's something good to look forward to. And this is still my favorite holiday of the year, just about. So looking forward to that. And thank you for listening to me. If you've listened to me this whole time, bless your heart. Thank you so much. But anyway, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.